What's up, guys? It's your girl Vanessa Terry here. First of all, I hope you guys had an amazing, awesome, and super. I don't like my lighting, but we're gonna roll with it today. Super awesome Labor Day weekend. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. You got to hang out with friends and family and do some fun stuff this weekend. I saw a lot of people on social media doing a whole lot of fun, cool things. It sounds like you all had a blast, and that is always a good thing. It is always a good thing. So today, thank you so much, Alicia. I appreciate that. I try to give you all the gems that I can. Shout out to Patience, the Leo. You're getting sworn in tomorrow. Welcome to the Notary family. Good morning, Grand Rising, Rich Rising, great day, all of the above. I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll this day. We were talking at Empire Builders about chances, and you guys have another chance to be whatever it is that you want to be. Congratulations to Alicia, who got her first direct client. Love it. My phone's been going off a lot this morning. I don't know what's happening, but everyone, it's more so general notary work that I'm having to do. Which is fine because I have some flexibility today, so I'm gonna knock some of those out. Can't wait until the Google webinar. Make sure you guys register for that. So thank you for reminding me of that. We do have a training coming up this Saturday, guys. So this Saturday, let me see if I can pull it up for you. Eventbrite is where it is. I'm gonna add it to the website as soon as I get off this live. I actually make a note so I don't forget. Or actually, hold on. Add Google training to website. Okay. So it should be on there shortly. Okay. Let me give you guys the link for that. I've had 2 signings. Congratulations, Jacqueline. I'm super excited for you, Alicia, too, because it's cool to see my students going from not working to being successful, and just to watch you guys' journey. Like, that to me is awesome. It's different when you see them from start to not finish, but start to growth, and like you can start seeing the progress. So definitely excited for you to continue to grow your business, and then keep me posted so I can get your story out on social media. Alicia's one of the other ones, I told y'all, who calls, texts, emails. She's like, listen. And that's how I know you're going to be successful, because I can always tell the ones who are going to kill it because they're super focused on building their businesses. Okay, so I just put the link to the Eventbrite training that we're having. Well, the event for the how to rank your business on Google, for that training coming up this Saturday. Okay. Oh, good, Juliet, you made it. You said you always miss the lives. Well, you made it to this one. Thank you so much. I'm all about branding, baby. Okay, so whenever you see Vanessa, you see the brand. Okay, if I'm not wearing this one, I actually have another one for On Time Notary that just got made from a company I want to support locally. If you're in my area, they're called Woodpeckers something, and I'm all about networking. They're a member of the local chamber of commerce out here. So helpful tip for you guys. One thing that I do when I'm looking to network and build brands and build relationships is I go to my local chamber of commerce. I'm a member of 3 now, and I will look at their business directory, and I just pick out a few companies, and I will just do drop-by visits, introduce myself. I might bring donuts, or I might bring like smoothies or something, whatever I decide to bring, and just introduce myself and build a relationship, because I say it all the time. It is your network that equals your net worth. And so I'm all about networking. And this company, actually, I met, and Angel actually met with them. I sent Angel out there to network with them, and they end up, the owner, I believe, is Puerto Rican too, and Angel is Puerto Rican. And he was supposed to go out there for an hour just to make that intro, and then I was going to come in. Man, he was out there for hours having a good old time. They ended up sitting down in the office, like having a good old time. He met their whole family. It was a whole situation. And that's one of the things about building relationships. It's not about just going in and make a sale. It's about really making a connection and making that relationship. And so that opened up the door for me then to come in too. And I said, hey, let's start a relationship where you provide company shirts for us. And so it's really cool. And plus, I just love, networking in the community and just being able to support smaller businesses to help help them get going. Okay, so what was I going to say? Do you have any classes on general notary documents? So the general notary docs training that we have is inside the loan signing agent training. It's in the very beginning. So it's in part 1. Okay. I put the link. Hey, Nakia, if you guys have not seen Nakia's interview for her progress, make sure you check it out on YouTube. It's one of the lives that we have. I have to go in and tweak it really quick and do a quick edit and put a quick little thumbnail on there. But yeah, definitely check it out. I'm super excited. I'm super proud of her, and she's doing great things. And if she can do it, anyone can do it. It's literally whatever you put out, you will get back. Okay. My first signing in my direct office Wednesday, 3 on Friday. I'm a pandemic notary. Get her courses seriously. Shout out to Alicia. I'm in the Facebook group and was told our area saturated signing agent is challenging to get a dual tray printer. That was very discouraging. So first of all, Jill, we're going to break this down because I care about y'all. Okay. Firstly, when people tell you that a market is oversaturated, ignore them, because the best analogy that I've heard is if you go into the aisle at a grocery store, you'll see like 50 different types of bread, right? But they're all there. Okay. It doesn't matter how many people have a notary commission. It matters that you do the best that you can and that you stand out. Okay. So it doesn't matter. Don't listen to people who are naysayers. Okay. That's like the video that I did with Yamina on Friday. We did her video, and I could have said, hey, she's in my area. Like, she's like 10 minutes from me. I could have said, I'm not going to help you because you're right here beside me and you're going to take my business, but I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I know there's more than enough out there. It doesn't matter how many people I train. One thing people say when people say that, they think that money is more so finite, even though I know it is, but it's not as finite as we think it is. There's always resources. There's always money. There's always, just don't listen to them. Those people, you'll never hear me say that, ever. You'll never hear me say that because it doesn't exist. Okay. You can always be productive and be fruitful in this industry and in most industries, no matter what you get into. It's about being, hold on, I got to shout out Betsy Jimenez. Okay. Remind me to shout you out for a second. I will tell you why. What was I going to say? It was challenging to get a dual tray printer. Check out Amazon if you're in my training. There's links to printers that are available right now because those are the ones that I order. So there are printers available. I feel like just ignore people who are giving you a hard time. And things may be challenging, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do it. It just means you have to work a little bit harder. Okay. So don't let it be discouraging. Okay. I don't want to hear you use that word again. I love you. Don't be discouraged. It's just something you have to figure out. It's something new that you need to figure out. Okay. So don't get discouraged. Say, oh, well, that's your opinion. And let me go with my goals, because you should have a vision board, Jill. Do you have a vision board? If you don't, you're going to make one. And then when you make one, if someone says something that's not lined up with your vision board, you ignore because it doesn't line up with the vision you set for yourself. Okay. So you can let people come into your path and tell you can't do something, and then you won't be able to do it. The man who thinks he can, the man who thinks he cannot are both usually right. Okay. All right. I just completed the e-notary signing training. I started the tax training, and I have my coaching session tomorrow. Y'all, I didn't change that coaching session. The coaching price is still $99. Y'all better get in there. I'm going to change it today, though. I honestly just didn't have time to get up there and do it. The Alchemist is actually a book that we're talking about in Empire Builder, so I hope you guys check that out. Now, what I was going to tell you guys, my point to bring it back in, is that we have a training on Friday, and that is how to get your business to rank on Google. A lot of people think they're ranking on Google because they're searching themselves on their phone. That is not a good way to see if you're ranking on Google, because Google knows you're looking for you, and that's why it's showing it to you. Okay. But what I wanted to tell you, my phone is going off like a crazy person today. No worries. I like it though. It means money's coming. Did you guys get a chance to see the movie Free Guy? Did you guys? I'm about to sign for coaching after this video. Please don't change it. You better hurry. Well, when I got this video, I'm going to finish my emails. I will say, if you guys did email me, that I'm a little behind on emails over the weekend. So I have 3 more emails to clear out from Thursday, and then I'm working on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But my plan is to sit here and knock out all of these emails to get caught up, and then I will go and make the changes to the website. So you still have some more time with that. And then I need to do a few more things with social media. But anyway, what I wanted to shout out, where'd she go? She was on here. Betsy Jimenez, because it reminds me of the Queen of the South. I did watch that this weekend. I watched a few episodes. That's why I put that post out with who do you guys prefer? Did you guys see that on my personal page? Boaz or Güero or Pote or what's that? James. And I was like, look at that. But that's why I said I'm gonna shout you out, because I remember I just finished watching that show. Okay, side note, that was a squirrel moment. Okay. So the $199 membership gets you any exclusive content that I don't put on the regular channel. So there's a few videos on there that people don't have. And then it also, oh my gosh, I forgot. It also gets you we do a member giveaway every month. And I didn't do one for September yet. So I don't even think we did one for August. I need to check. If I did, I have to pick 2 winners for this month. We always do like a giveaway, which is what we're about to do. Actually, I might actually make this the YouTube membership giveaway. We're gonna with Amazon Echo Show. I might do that actually, because I completely forgot, and I have to check and see if we did one for August. But so you get exclusive content, and then you also are entered for every month. We give away something really cool, a cool prize to one of our YouTube members. How do we sign for Empire Builders? That is this link here. Okay, and then what tech would you suggest for notary? What tech is secure against viruses? What do you mean? Like what's like a computer virus thingy? What do I use? I either use McAfee, is it McAfee? Or I use Norton. I don't remember. I have to look it up. You know who really got me into making sure my stuff was secure? Ashley. You guys remember Ashley? She's a cybersecurity major, and she was the one who really pushed me to make sure all the devices had the security on them. My first time viewing, I've not done any signings yet. Passed my loan signing exam. I'm a full-time job. Our Sundays and Mondays good for signing. Yep, any day's good. Sundays not so much because they don't have it that often, but you can do general notary work on Sunday. Okay, so really quick, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about Free Guy, okay? So Free Guy was this movie that came out recently with one of my favorite actors. I can't think of his name, but I love all of him, okay? Do you know why I love him? I love him because he is hilarious. He is so funny. I love him for that. I love his spirit. I love his vibes. He just makes me laugh whenever I see him. Okay, and I can't think of the name of the actor. If you guys know it, put it in the chat for me. But Free Guy was a movie that just came out this past weekend. And we were talking about this during Empire Bills this morning. And the whole time, my sister said, Vanessa, you should do a movie club because you had to talk during the whole movie. But we're in the movies and I couldn't stop talking because if you don't know, most movies have themes. They have messages in them that's outside of the movie. And if it's a lot, but just know that like The Matrix, a lot of movies, almost every movie has a message to it. Majority of movies that you will see, especially in the last like 50 years, follow a theme called the hero's journey. If you've never heard about it, look it up. It's basically where the movie starts off with a character, and the beginning of the movie is where they get you to connect with that character. They do things to make you find something that, oh, girl, you gotta remind me because I talk really fast. Okay, hold on. Let me pull it down. Y'all gotta remind me, slow down now. Ryan Reynolds. Okay, that's his name. Okay, so there's a thing that movies do where they it's called the hero's journey. They basically, all movies are like this, where they will get you to connect with a character. They try to make things that are relatable to the average person so that way you can find something to connect to them. And that's why they're able to make you cry at the end, because you've been able to connect to them emotionally. And then they put them through trials and tribulations, and then they win in the end or surpass whatever the journey is and find themselves or whatever that is. Okay. And so in this movie, Free Guy, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to tell you all the movie because I want you guys to go check it out. But when you watch it, it was a few things in the movie that is really how we are in life. And so in the movie, you can see this from the trailer, there is a character that is in a video game, and he doesn't know he's in a video game at first. And then he finds out he's in a video game. And as you go through his journey, there's a lot of gems that are dropped in this movie. And I'm going to tell you about 3 of them that really stuck out to me. I would love for you to go watch the movie. And my sister was like, Vanessa, stop talking. And I was like, listen, right? And so the one was once he awoke, once he was first when he woke up. Well, I don't want to do too much. I want you guys to go see it. I'm not going to tell you 2 then. I'll tell you 2. I'm trying to think what you can see from the trailer. But one concept that I really loved about it was Oh, I don't want to tell you that part. Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you this part. I don't want to ruin the movie for you guys if you haven't seen it. Go see it so I can really tell you. Was the one of the characters made a comment that said they were like, you don't even know that you're a not important character for the most part. Like your existence is so that we can enjoy ourselves. Your existence is so that we can have fun. Like the players of the video game can have a great time, but you're just meant to be like a pawn, like just a piece moving, and just so we can enjoy ourselves. And it reminds me of the system that we live in here in America, is all I can speak on, and how there are systems in place where the majority of society pretty much does the same thing. They all have the same financial situation. They all operate the same way. And so, and it really does allow for the ones who do, quote unquote, wake up to profit and to excel. And it just was definitely an eye opener, because it's the truth. It really is the truth. And sometimes it's hard to accept that as truth, especially when you're one of the ones that are in that zone of, following the system, sticking the course, don't do anything, doing what everybody else does. And I was like that at one point as well. And it took me a while to wake up. But what it also showed me too was one of the characters, he was trying to wake someone else up in the movie. And you'll see it when you watch it. He was trying to wake somebody else up, and he loved that person. And he was like, no, you got to see this. This is not real. This is a game. And the person's like, nah, I don't even want to. Like, I think it's because he was scared or something. He was like, nah, you can have it. I'm going to stick to what I know. And it really is what it's like in real life. It's really what it is. And I can say that firsthand. Like, I've spoken to people that I've tried to, tell them an easier way or a better way to do things or a smarter way to do things to get them out of, a plain and boring lifestyle or a stressful lifestyle or life in poverty. And they're like, to them, it's like I'm speaking Chinese. And it's like, I don't even want to listen to what you're saying. And they're just, no, I'm gonna stick to what I know. And they're just so gun-ho on keeping what they've always done that they can't even open themselves up to see the truth, and that this is kind of a lie. It's not a lie. It's just, well, it's kind of a, it's not a lie. I think that the systems that are in place in our society, I think, I'm trying to make sure I use my words correctly. I don't think it's a lie. I think that it's a way to keep society moving in a controllable fashion. Okay. And I think that, honestly, and I was saying this on my live this one with Empire Builders, I think if everybody was to quote unquote wake up and become millionaires and, do things freely, it may mess up the country. So I don't know. You know what I mean? But it's just an interesting concept. And like one thing I can say, for example, is working. I know a lot of you, I would, if you have never heard this before, please put it in the chat if you have never heard it. How many of you guys have heard the 9 to 5 idea is a scam? Okay, it's like you guys are looking for MLMs to be scams, so really it's the 9 to 5 is a scam, because you go to school from first grade up until 12th grade, right? And then some of you guys then proceed to go on to college. So you go to school for 12 years, right? So you have about 18 years under your belt. And then you go to college for about 4 years, right? And you acquire student loan debt for the most of us, right? You acquire student loan debt to learn a trade so that way you can work and produce in this economy, okay? And so once you get out of college, you then go into your career field. Okay, and you're working your industry and you're paying off your debt. Meanwhile, getting your house or building your family. And you take a trip like once a year, but you really work Monday through Friday or whatever your schedule is, 9 to 5. You take vacations in the summertime. You invest in your 401k. Honey, don't get me started on my 401k because I learned something crazy about that this weekend. I said, you'll never smell it. Okay. That's an Empire Builders discussion. We'll talk about that then. And so you invest in your 401k. You work until you're. I know people. I'm sure you do too, who will stay at a job they hate just so they can make their retirement. And they'll be like, well, I only have like 8 years left. Bruh, 8 years is a long time, but no worries. Let's stay the course. And you work this job until you turn about 55, 60 years old and you retire. Okay. And then when you retire at 55, 60 years old, then you say, okay, let me live off of my pen. If you had a pension, most companies don't do that now. If you had a pension, or let me pull out my 401k. If you reach that time, what is it, 55 and a half, I think. If you pull out before, you're going to get penalized. Let me tell you, when I learned about the 401k, I'm not going to drop all those nuggets on y'all right now, because I don't want to change your whole life. I know some of y'all probably got 401ks. You could be like, man, listen, it's a whole situation. But then you say, okay, I'm gonna retire. Let me pull from my 401k, or let me live off of my retirement, or whatever the case is. And a lot of times it's less than what you can really live off. Or maybe you'll get old enough, you can start collecting Social Security. And so at this point, now you can begin living at 60 with your arthritis. I'm sorry. Now, it's a difference if you retired at 60 and you were physically fit and you were in shape. Like my grandfather is easily probably like 70 something, and he can run circles around me. Okay. But he's like one of the few. Okay. Because also in this country, we have a horrible nutritional system. We ingest so much bad food. We don't encourage physical fitness the way we should. And so most of us, by the time we turn 40, 50, our bodies start falling apart. So don't even mention 60. Okay. All right. So you see how it's just not designed for you to really live a free life. You know what I mean? And so, but it's designed to be controlled. And I'm not saying that, I'm not out here to break anybody's system. I'm just hoping I can encourage somebody else to get out of the system. But at the same time, you have to be willing to learn. I saw a post this morning that was like, he said, oh, it's a scam. What? The gym. What do you mean? I paid for a gym membership and I haven't lost any weight. It's like, well, did you go work out? Well, no. Okay, and that's literally what people do. They will see something that's like, oh, you can get all these results, but they will not invest in themselves, and they'll be real quick to call it a scam. It's just like, that is literally, and I was laughing. And the guy posted, he said, don't worry, when you say it's gonna go right over people's head, it's gonna be like, what you mean? But it really is. You said I strong is like 9 to 5s. Ouch, I'm 62. My job is 70. I'm currently working with a lady that's in her 70s and waiting for retirement. But that's what I'm saying. And like, you're waiting to live. By the time you retire, what's going to be your quality of life? You know what I mean? What's going to be your quality of life? And then you're going to look back. And you have to have something to compare it to. Like I said, it's not for everybody. And I said it because entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Some people like to work jobs, and but I think it's more so having the option. That's my biggest thing. I say, people should be educated to make a decision. You have to be able to, some people say, well, I don't want to do this. I want to do that, but I think my biggest thing is giving everybody the tools that they need to decide what they want to do, instead of just giving them one path to walk. And then, you know what I'm saying? And so just something that I was thinking about over this past weekend, and especially after I saw Free Guy. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go watch it. I'm not getting paid to promote this movie, but it definitely was an eye-opener into a lot of things. Even like when I'm talking to people about homeschooling, in their minds, it's like, what? Like the idea of separating yourself from a system that you've been taught your whole life is shattering to a lot of people. And it's just like, I can't do that. I don't know what you're talking about, different times when I'm talking to people, like when they go to their doctor and they take their doctor's word as God, and it's like, what are you talking about? And I have to kind of just shake them up and say, that's not, when you go to the hospital, you go to the doctor, like the medical industry is not God. They're not all. Like, you need to educate yourself. You can talk when you go to the doctor's office. It's not just them telling you what to do. The same thing when you go to court. A lot of people, when they go to court, they go into courtrooms with the assumption that whatever the judge says is what it is. No, a courtroom is where you negotiate. It's where you put your cards on the table. It's where you talk. It's where this is where we talk about things. And a lot of people, they take the status quo. They just do what everybody else does. And they don't understand that there are systems in place that, you need to understand, and then also educate yourself so you can operate differently. You know what I mean? And like, I know when I'm saying this, some of y'all is probably going to be like, what is she talking about? And that's okay. And that's okay. If even only 5 of y'all get what I'm saying today, that's better than none. It's better than none. So that's why I do my part. I try to mainly give all of this stuff with Empire Builder style, get too, too deep in the systems of this world. But yeah, there's that. That's one thing. I've homeschooled my children the Montessori way. They look, yeah. And did y'all know that colleges, given the option, the majority of colleges in America, when they have two identical applications for the most part between two children with the same information, they will pick a homeschool child over a public school or private school child, because they are viewed as more well-rounded and more creative, because when kids go to public schools, their creativity is pretty much shot to the ground and they're not given the options. They're really just told what to do, how to do it, what to think. And that's why now, so more than ever, colleges are looking for homeschool children instead of public school kids. Just so you know, and private school kids. Put that out there too. If you didn't know, I had a homeschool conference. My nonprofit put on a homeschool conference probably like 3 or 4 years ago, and I connected with a lot of admissions officers, admissions reps that was coming to the conference, and they were like, yeah, they'll take a homeschool kid big time before I take a public. They said, I don't play these games. They were very, like, all of them, I would take a homeschool kid first. Okay. So something that's just to think about. And it's just like, I always say, just question everything that everybody does, definitely question it. But let me bring it back to notary. So even just bringing it back to working as a notary signing agent, one of the best decisions I've ever made was working for myself. And I always say that, hands down, like, you couldn't pay me to work a job again. And that's really just based off of the way I understand jobs to work. Now, let me make this clear. Could someone pay me to do work for them? Yes, but it would be like on a consulting basis, not as an employee. I'm not, even if you had to put me on your books as an employee to pay me, I'm not on your time. You see what I'm saying? Like, I could never do that again, because once you get a taste of that movie where I want to move vibe, you're not going to go back. And then it's really just educating yourself on, like, taxes. I tell you guys all the time, there's a lot of benefits to being a business owner. One is that, okay, so it's a perfect analogy. You ready? How many of you guys get paid on Friday with a paycheck? If you're W-2, did you get a paycheck? Look at your paycheck. Okay. You have hours worked, and then you have your pay, whatever that is. So let's say your pay was $2,000, right? That is what your employer was going to pay you, $2,000. Okay. Before you see that $2,000, you're going to take out federal, state, someplace take out local taxes. You're going to take out Social Security. You're going to take out, what else we take out? I haven't had a paycheck in a minute, so I have to look, but they're going to take out a bunch of stuff. If you have health insurance, that comes out of there too. Everything's coming out, right? And then you're going to get like $1,200, maybe, right? You're going to get like $1,200. Okay. Then from that $1,200, you're going to go and pay your rent, your car note. Well, that's already gone. But your rent, your car note, your childcare, your food, your clothes, your whatever else you have to pay, you're going to pay with that less left. That is the poor way. Okay. That's how people stay in poverty. And so, what's his name? Robert Kiyosaki talks about that. And that's what separates people who are successful from unsuccessful, because the people who are business owners and successful people pay everything first. And then, okay, so for example, give a business. You run everything through your business. So your phone, all of your expenses, your gas, your meals, like, you run everything through your business, and it's a business expense. And then once all your stuff is paid, minus like your mortgage, and certain other things that wouldn't really you couldn't really classify as, but there's very few things that do not classify as a business expense. And then you pay taxes and whatever the case, if you're going to employ yourself. And then the rest is what you just keep. But most people who have businesses who are successful, if you ever see anyone with a successful business and you see them traveling, I guarantee you they're traveling on a business account. They're not going personal. It's a business expense. It is not a personal expense. And so that's what the difference is. So when you as a W-2 employee travel, you're taking that, what's left out of your check, and you're saving that, and you're going to travel to Disney World with that. Me, when I go to Disney World, I'm going to make it a trip. I'm making it a business expense. I might do a conference out there, or I might schedule a meeting with someone. And now my entire trip is the business expense. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. That's the benefit of having a business. And that's one thing I always tell everybody. I don't care if you just want to have like one little small hobby thing. I think everybody should have at least one business, because it does have a lot of benefits to it. Even like one thing I said before, like with COVID, like when COVID hit and you couldn't get toilet paper or hand sanitizer or nothing like that from the grocery store as a consumer, guess what? As a business owner, we were still able to order. So there are business suppliers and business, what do you call it? People who sell to businesses that we were still able to order sanitizer and toilet paper and things like that because we operate at a higher level. And that's even with COVID, with the money that you guys got out. If you got out COVID money, the money that you got out was like 2% compared to what businesses got. Businesses got way more money due to COVID. You see what I'm saying? And I think people might say, well, yeah, you guys have a lot more to do, but it's not. I'm telling y'all what I know. Okay, it's so many more benefits. Even like cars. Y'all don't even know. Y'all know I'm about to get my car. I'm about to buy a new car. Don't worry. You're going to see it on social media. When I go get this new car, if I was to buy this new car underneath my name, it's just a car that I bought underneath my name. That's it. Period. There's no other benefits outside of it. Look good. It drive good. I can go somewhere. Right? What I do though is buy the car underneath my business name. When you buy under your business name, now it's a tax, right? Almost the whole entire vehicle can be written off on taxes. So basically I got the car for free, especially if I have a really high tax burden anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like it benefits me to get the car. You feel me? Because either I'm gonna pay it to the IRS, I'm gonna pay it to Ford, right? Let me get a car out of it. But now I got a car through my business with my business credit. You know, it's so much more. It's so many more benefits to having a business. And that's something they don't teach you in school. I mean, it's probably because they don't want everybody to start a business. That's what I said. If everybody did it, maybe the whole system would collapse. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I just know. And the reality is, it's 120 people on this live. And this is the statistics. It's just what it is. Probably only like 5 or 10 of y'all are really listening to that. Y'all hear me, but only like 5 of y'all are actually going to implement what I'm saying. It's actually been shown that this is what usually happens with conferences and people talking to give you information. Only about 5% of people actually take the information and implement it. And it sounds good. What happens is that it's motivational and you hear me right now, but then life is going to happen to you in the next couple hours and you're going to forget what I said. You're going to, oh, it's there, but I got to go take my daughter to gymnastics. Oh, but I got to go pay my car bill. Oh, but I got to do this. And then it gets lost, right? Number one helpful way to make it so that it doesn't get lost and everything that you got going on is to make a commitment to yourself. Not to yourself, to someone else. So like, let's say, I hear you right now, Vanessa. I'm not just trying to tell you my course and put that out there. I hear you, Vanessa. I'm gonna start a business. You can go out and actually buy the course because now you're committed, right? Or if let's say you're doing whatever it is, you have to make an outside commitment. That increases your chance of actually following through by 30%. When you are in the moment, make a commitment. So like do something that commits you to having to show up again. If you don't do that, it's highly likely you probably won't. Okay. And that's just stats for you. Okay. I'm just reading your what you call it. You can't write off utilities like wait, hold on. You can't write off utilities office like you can having your own business. Exactly. I need help starting my notary business. Go to notarytonotary.com, sign for my training, and we will help you. Okay. I'm currently working on leaving my job. Just joining the combo. Cool. Welcome. Cars over a certain weight as well. And that was one thing that Trump changed when he was in office. I was reading up about it, about the weight class, like how big the vehicle has to be. And I believe he lowered it so where most vehicles will qualify to get that tax write-off. So that was a good thing. Because I think it's like 6,000 pounds, I think is what it has to be. The car has to weigh in order to get that full write-off. And you have to break it up over a couple of years, I believe. I'm not a tax professional, so I can't quote you the tax law word for word, but my accountant does all of that for me. But I make sure I, know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Entrepreneurship is fire. Vanessa's NPCs was the term you were looking for. Yes, non-playable characters. So Will saw it. Will has seen Free Guy. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Take some notes. Just don't go in there. I might go watch it again just because dead serious. When I left out there, I was motivated because I was like, bruh, I'm sorry, my little colloquialism, whatever is coming out. And I was just like, no, like y'all not gonna put me in no bubble. Honey, I'm gonna live my best life now. And it really is the truth that a lot of people are just walking by on autopilot. Like you do the same thing every day and you work the same job that you don't like because, or maybe it's like you don't like it doesn't pay you enough. Or maybe it pays you enough to keep the lights on, but you can't travel and you've always wanted to travel. Or maybe you want to start a business, but it won't pay to start your business. Whatever limitation, this is what you gotta remember. Any limitations that you currently have, you put on yourself. Okay. Period. There's no way around that. I know in your mind, like Vanessa, the government did it. No, baby girl, you did that. Okay. Any limitation you currently have, you put on yourself. Okay. Whether you heard it and you accepted it to be true, you put it on yourself. And so this is something that is always going to be a growth moment where you're going to have to, constantly do self-reflection and constantly figure out, the best way I think for me to figure out if I have a limitation that I haven't realized is vision boards. Okay. And so I will sit down and I will dream. Okay. I will sit down and dream and I will say, in a perfect world, what would I want? Okay. And after you make your perfect world, aside from anything you have current, I don't want to think about kids. I don't want to think about spouses. I don't want to think about houses. I don't want to think about where you live. None of that. In a perfect world, what would you have? Or what would you be? Or what would you do? Okay. After you do that, ask yourself, can I have this? And then if you have any thought that comes into your mind that says, well, I can't have this because that's a limitation you gave yourself. Okay. And in your mind, it's really hard to grasp. I get that. I need you to stick with me. In your mind, when you say that, you're like, no, it's not. Like by now, if someone's bold enough, give me a limitation that you think, that something that you want that you feel like you cannot have. And I will tell you why. And I will show you exactly how you created that in your head and how you could actually have it. If you are bold enough to put something that you want and a limitation that you have, we will talk about it, because it really is all in your head. It really is. When I tell you that the majority of things that we all aspire to or we want, someone has already done it. Okay. And if someone has done it, you can do it. But it's like life kind of puts these blinders on and it puts us in these boxes, these boxes that we say, well, I can only operate in this manner. And so since you feel like, well, I can only do this, is what you do. Okay. I'm waiting for somebody to put a limitation in there so I'm waiting. Pow! Pow! But yeah, so Free Guy is a movie. It just came out. So is that a limitation, Jacqueline, that you're saying? Or is that a goal? Tell me if that's a limitation. Because if it's a limitation, I need to know what the limitation is. Why you feel like you can't get 100K in notary business, because you can, because I have. And a lot of people have, actually. So I need to know why you feel like you can't get it, because there's always a reason. What is it that makes you feel like you couldn't do it? And then I'm going to poke some holes in it for you and show you the light at the end of the tunnel. But it really is. And it's not just about money. A lot of times it's different things. It could be, your physical fitness. It could be your kids. It could be your house. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you feel like, you can't leave your job. Like it could be a number of things. And anything that you feel like you can't do, usually it's because you told yourself that you can do it. You can do anything. Think about it. Your body can go anywhere you decide to go. You can say anything you decide to do. You can literally, if you choose to walk to the Atlantic Ocean and swim. Well, I don't know if you can swim across to Europe, but catch a boat. Well, I don't want to put limitations on you. Maybe you can, but the sharks might eat you. I don't know. You can literally do anything you decide to do. And so we know what hit me. I see some stuff. Okay. I'm gonna get you in a second. Okay. So actually, let me get you now. Okay. Let's start with, let me see the first person. Let me hit Jacqueline, because Jacqueline said she wants to make 100K in her business, but she feels like it's a goal that I cannot get. Why can't you get that? So you can make 100K in this business. The reason why you can make 100K in this business, because I teach people all the time how to make 100K in this business. I would say first, I think you are in the training. If you're not, do the training and actually implement all the steps. And then you got to go hard. It's not something where, let me, apply to 50 companies and sit back. No, I mean, how bad do you want it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then research, like how it really is a how much you put into it. So sign with all 50 companies, do your Google business page, do the marketing, go out to title companies, like all these things you can do. If you tell me you have exhausted every single option that you could possibly do, and you're not at 100K, then we need to talk, because something ain't right. Okay. So, I mean, you can do it. I think the only thing that stands between you and your success is understanding and implementation. So if you understand the industry, which comes from reading, watching videos, doing the training, understanding the industry, understanding marketing, actually understanding it. Once you understand it, which shouldn't take you long, if you were really hungry, probably like a week and you could get it down. Okay. And then implementing. Okay. And that implementation may take you, like you can start, but then you got to think about how hard are you going? Is it just 2 or 3 hours a day, or is it like 12 hours a day? You know, how much are you going to put into it? And then you'll start to see that progress, but you have to educate yourself and then implement it. Okay. So you can definitely get 100K, but it's always, and I say this all the time, it's what you put into it. Okay. It's, you can't just do some and then sit back. It needs to be, you need to be working on Labor Day. Okay. Like how bad do you want it? You can get it. How bad do you want it? And this is something that I can tell you for, like, I can tell you can get it. Like, that's not hard. Tony says she wants a house purchase with bad credit. So there's several ways you can go through this. First is to clean your credit. And educating. A lot of people who have bad credit don't understand credit. I was one of those people. I had horrible credit. I was one of those people who walk by the bank, the alarm go off. That was me. Okay. And so first you need to understand credit, because credit is just a tool that lenders use to figure out if you are a person they want to give money to. Okay. And so first thing I want you to do is understand credit. There are books that will teach you about credit. Also, there are books that will teach you how to fix your credit without paying anything. Okay. That goes into like disputing things and like what is able to report, what can't. Also knowing the statute of limitations on debt. Sometimes you'll still have debt on your credit reports that are not supposed to be there. A good resource for that. What's that organization? It's Consumer something. I can't think. But just being mindful, like researching and understanding what's on your credit. Okay. And then once you start to fix your credit, I think first with this educating of credit, and then you want to find a good lender who would work with you. My lender, I'll actually put him on here. I like him because he teaches you and not just he's not just out to make some money real quick. It's Mid-America Mortgage, and I can't think of his website. Let me think about it. But his name is Mike Bogart. He gonna be like, Vanessa, you had everybody call me. That's fine. I know you happy. Mike Bogart with Mid-America Mortgage. Okay. And if I could think of his, if you really need his information, just make a DM me. Maybe faster. Then I don't want everybody to send me an email. That's a lot of information. But he can definitely help you. And there's ways that you can buy property without doing it on your personal credit. But I think personal credit is the more traditional way. But there are also programs out there like the FHA program. That's for people with low credit scores. There are other programs out there. It's all about research. There's organizations out there that will help you get your credit together. And then one thing I always say in Empire Builders is making a plan, making a debt elimination plan for your personal credit. And then getting a clear picture of what's in your credit report, taking the things off that's not supposed to be on there, and the things that are on there you need to fix, putting a plan for that. So one thing we were talking about at Empire Builders was creating an income source just for that. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a business. It could be, okay, I have this Lowe's credit card and it's $1,000. How can I get $1,000 to pay this off really quick? Separate from your income that you're getting right now. You could say, okay, I'm a DoorDash. All my DoorDash is going there. Or I'm going to do flips on Marketplace. So that's something people do. It's actually a thing. Gary Vee said it. You can go on Facebook Marketplace and get free stuff and resell it and then flip it that way. You could do like little small gigs for people. You could be a virtual assistant. You could write a book. You could do a YouTube channel or Instagram channel, whatever it is. Just you have to brainstorm ways to make money. A good way to look into is like JT Automations. He has a lot of quick ways to make money. You can look at just Google like ways to make quick money, and that will help you generate some income to pay. A lot of people, they look at their debt as this big, huge thing, and you shouldn't do that. Like pick one thing at a time. That's what I did. Yes.
Mommy?
Yes.
Where is it time to go?
In a second. Anywho, but don't look at your debt as one huge mountain. Take it a piece at a time. When I got out of debt, which you guys are not completely debt free now, thank God. Minus the house I just got, so don't worry, that's coming out of here too. What I did was I put all of my debt in one folder, and that's one thing that a lot of people do is that they don't know how much debt they have. They just know that they're in debt. Hold on a second. they don't know how much debt they have. They just know they're in debt. You need to know how much debt you have. Like, what is your worth right now? What's it called? I can't think of what it's called. But what's your debt to assets? Like, what is your net worth? And so what I did was I got all of the debt that I had and I put it in a folder. And what I would do is I would take this, I went from lowest to highest, and I would take the first one out and I'd put the folder back and I'd have that piece of debt. And it could be like $100, but I take it with me everywhere I went. And whenever I had extra money, and extra money doesn't mean it's just nothing is hanging around. No, it's money. And a lot of times I had to do, as soon as I got money in, I put money on it. Because if I didn't, I would find something to pay. But you know what I found out when I was doing that? I could live off less than I thought I could. And so, because to me, getting out of debt was more important. And so it was like, it goes back to how bad do you want it? And it was like, nah, do I need to pay something that's $400 right now? Yes. Do I want this debt gone? Yes. I'm going to pay this debt and I'm going to figure out this $400 real quick. And I always did. Now, I'm not telling y'all not to pay your mortgage. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have to figure out what's important, okay? And then you have to start becoming more resourceful. It's never a lack of resources. It's always a lack of resourcefulness. People have done more with less, okay? So you have to figure out, okay, I want to get a house. I have bad credit. How do I fix this? Let me educate myself on credit. Let me educate myself on how to purchase a house. A lot of people just go right to a lender and say, hey, can I get a loan? And there's so much more to that than qualifying for loans and getting mortgages. And there's so many types of houses that you can purchase. You don't have to get a brand new house. I have a friend right now who's buying a house, who's getting a duplex. Okay. And the reason being, someone told me to do this first. I just didn't listen because I didn't want to. It wasn't that on my vision board. Okay. I wanted my own big house, and that's what I got. Okay. But some people, they might want to do it this way. They may say, okay, I want to get a duplex. Why? If I get a duplex, the person that's renting out that side is going to pay both of our mortgage. And now I'm living here for free. I'm just paying what they're paying me pays the mortgage. You know what I mean? And so that's an option that you can go. You know, you could even do it as a business. Like, you can set it up like that way, like set that up as your business and do it that way. That's an option. There are a lot of ways to do it. You could get into flipping, and you can get but yeah, so and there's other ways to do it. You can get like foreclosed homes. You could do, you know, there's so many ways to get properties. You can get like an investment piece of property, like a small house, and fix it up. It's really up to you. But if you're trying to go big, you want to get a big house, you want to go the traditional route, and you want to use that credit, then you need to fix your credit. You need to find out what lenders are looking for, and shop around. Don't just go to the first lender you find. Someone told me this a while ago. My bishop actually said it a while ago. He was like, just because someone tells you no doesn't mean it's no. He's like, there's billions of people on this planet. You trying to tell me that out of billions of people on this planet, no one's going to give you what you're asking for? Really? Do you believe that? No, you got to keep looking. I've been told no plenty of times from lots of people. When I went for my mortgage, I had got a couple of no's, and I wanted what I wanted. And so I had to keep looking for someone who's going to give me what I wanted. Okay. And so I found someone that I liked, and that was even what I want. But I take that principle anywhere I go. If I go somewhere and I ask something and they tell me no, okay, it's no to you. You want to say no, but I'm going to find somebody else who will tell me yes. Okay. You said good, not hood. Wait, what happened? I missed it. It's fear. You have to do what you fear to get over it. Can you tell us what companies to look into online? Which certificate? I have a list of all the companies you should register with in the training at notarytonotary.com. My house burned down 3 years ago, and I struggle with trying to believe I can get another one because the market is high right now.
Aren't you expecting a delivery?
I don't know. Okay. My file cabinet just came. Yay. Anywho, what was I saying? This is an interesting one. I think that it's coming from two places. I think that a lot of times when we experience trauma, we don't release it and we just hold on to it because, and I love you. This is coming from a place of love. Okay. You believe that you can't get another house is completely unrelated to your house burning down 3 years ago. Let me tell you why. Okay. Before you say, no, your house burned down 3 years ago, which is sad. It is. but you not being able to get a house right now is unrelated, and that is 3 years ago. Something to do with that, unless you like, what is it called? Like foreclose on the house or have like some kind of debt associated with the house that now it's like gonna be hard for you to get approved for something else. Otherwise, it's completely irrelevant. That's something completely separate. So what you should be, that's something that you need to let go and don't even like. So this is what I tell empire builders, and so rock with me real quick. When things happen that are negative, it's no point in talking about it again. Like, why we shouldn't even be bringing it back up. A lot of times we say that for multiple reasons. It could be that we're looking for sympathy, want somebody to care about us. We want somebody to feel the pain that we feel and to feel for us. And that's perfectly normal. Or it could be that we're holding on to it like a crutch and that we're like, well, this happened to me. And it may be that we're afraid to do it again. It could be a lot of things. And that's why I encourage us when we talk in empire builders, we never say negative things. Okay. If anything bad has ever happened to you, it's not to say that you don't talk about it, but you don't talk about it in a present tense of like, this is who I am. You know, it's like, this happened to me before, if it comes up in conversation, or if you're using it to motivate somebody, but not in that you don't want it to be a reflection of, it's not who you currently are. This just happened to you at one point. So what you should be saying, and this to help you in the future, is I'm struggling with getting another house because the market is high. Okay. And so then I would then say, this is a seller's market right now. Right now across America, it's a seller's market because due to COVID and the moratorium, they weren't allowed to do any evictions. Really, the houses market pretty much had frozen. And so now there's a boatload of people who want to buy, as always, and it's a limited supply. Okay, so it's a supply and demand thing. However, the moratorium has been lifted. So that means that now people can I like the NACA too. Check them out too. I thank you for posting that. I was trying to think of the organization. I couldn't think of it. But now, so right now, everyone's trying to buy. There's a limited housing supply, but the moratorium has been lifted. So what I was telling people that I know that are in real estate very heavily is wait till the end of the year. Can you still get a house now? Absolutely. But for the most part across the country, if you're going to get a house, you're probably you're putting cash over the asking price. You're going to have to go over the asking price because the seller's market is for like 10 people going for the same house. And I saw that in getting my house. We actually put contracts on quite a few houses, and we were giving well over asking, and we're still getting outbid by cash buyers offering well over what the seller wanted. And so it is a seller's market right now. But if you give time for the market to level out, by the end of the year, there'll be more foreclosures, unfortunately, foreclosures and evictions and things like that. And then the supply will be back on the market, and that will allow you to then go ahead and, do those biddings. And I know you couldn't do it right now, but it is a seller's market. And it is, pretty competitive right now, but it will subside. Most people who are looking to purchase, especially like investors, they're waiting for that market to level back out where it's going to go. You can still find some good deals right now, but they're waiting for it to level out where it's going to go, which it will close to the end of the year. Okay. You are correct. I believe it has become a crutch. I will change my words because words are powerful. They are. And you are awesome and you are amazing. Okay. And I'm sure you have so many like wonderful attributes and things you have accomplished. And so highlight those, but still, just being mindful. You're not the only one that does it. I could do it. There's plenty of things I can say that's happened to me, but I choose not to, because what happens when we say it is that we relive it, and those emotions are inside of us. And those negative emotions are inside of us, and then we project it out, and that changes the lens that we see life through. So however you're dealing with people in those situations, it's through a lens. And so if you keep reliving, you keep adding those thoughts and those emotions to the lens that you're looking at things, and then it can cause you to just not be, as prosperous as you can be. Okay, so just always, and it's not, I have to constantly be mindful all the time about my words and what I'm thinking about, and just different things to make sure that I'm operating at my peak. And sometimes I'm not operating at my peak, and I have to own that and say, okay, Vanessa, like, you're not performing the way you need to, like your headspace is not right. Let's detox, let's clean, let's positive vibe. You need the vision board again, use affirmations, you need to go to Costa Rica, what you need. because I know that when I'm not at my opportunity, I like that. No means next opportunity. That's cute. If I'm not operating my full potential, I'm missing out on things. Okay, and I'm missing out on deals that I could have closed, or I'm missing out on. It's not about money, but just different things that I'm not going to be able to reach because I'm not there yet. You feel me? I have to pay for the course to see your list of signups. Yes, if you want to get the list of the signing companies that I have, it's inside the training at notarytonotary.com. You can just get part 2 because that is it part 2. No, I think it's in part 1. If you go to the courses, it breaks down the modules. You can see which one it's in. Thoughts on college apps for students, college prep, boarding schools as compared to whole schools. So you know what? I'm not gonna stay on here too long with y'all, so I don't want to hold y'all up this morning. But if y'all with me, I'm with y'all. I had a meeting with my financial advisor, and we were talking about if I wanted to get a 529 plan for my kids for them to go to college. And he was like, all right, so let's talk about the 529 plan. Do you want to get this set up for your kids? And I said, no, I don't think my kids are going to college. You should see his face. He said, really? I said, no. I said, by time like 10, 15 years from now, I really don't think college will be relevant unless they decide they want to go for like to be a doctor or a lawyer or something that you need the credential to operate in this country. If they decide they want to do that, then sure. But like at this point, especially where we are now, I foresee in the next 10, 15 years, colleges will become more obsolete. Not obsolete in that no one will go because people will always go to college, I think, especially if you need certain credentials, but it's not good. People are now really starting to shy away from college on a larger scale than ever before. And that's because you can learn everything in college on YouTube or in books or in quick classes online. And so our education system is changing in that I don't want them. I feel like colleges teach you something that in certain ones, and when you go over certain things, I just don't see it being beneficial. And so I educate my kids on all the options. If they decide, hey, I want to go to college, that's fine. I got you. I'm gonna pay for it. And hopefully we get to the point where I don't have to pay for it. They have their own business, they pay for themselves. That's what I'm teaching them to do. Start your own companies. You want something, you buy it. Right. And so hopefully by the time they get to be, ready to go to college, they'll have their own money to pay for college. Or I don't want them to do that. If they decide to go to college, they need to go get scholarships, which is one thing I was teaching in Empire Builders, that when you go get scholarships, that money, after that money is paid to the college, you get that money right back. So to not go crazy on scholarships is crazy. Like I did a lot of scholarships when I was going to college and I got a big refund. But a friend of mine, man, her check was ridiculous. Like she got so much. I think she easily got like $100,000 or $150,000 back from her refund because she had that much money in scholarship and her full after her tuition was paid, because she saw it, like she knew. That's what I'm saying. If you see the system, you can work it. You literally, when you go to college, if you apply for scholarships, you can still do it in college if you're in there now, or in grade school. But in grad school. But there's so many easier scholarships to get 11th and 12th year. And so she understood. Her mom taught her that. And she went crazy on the scholarships and she got so much money. And so when those companies pay out that money to your colleges, the college takes that money, pays your tuition, and she just had them pay her full 4 years. And they have to refund you that money. And so they cut her a nice big old fat check of like usually $100,000 or $150,000 that she got back from just taking time writing essays. And half the time you just use the same essay over and over again, but she understood the system. And so when she understood it, she was able to use it to her advantage. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, so if you have kids that age, they could do the same thing. But that's why it's important to use the system, because she was not the only one who could do that. Do you know the majority of scholarships that are offered to 11th and 12th grade students do not get applied for? Like the number is ridiculous. I remember I got a scholarship. They said I was the only one who applied. It was, the Andre Booker. I was the only one. Okay. And so and it's the same thing that applies with business grants. It's the same thing that goes with business grants and business funding. So many of y'all have businesses, but y'all don't, I'm mad. Now I'm gonna fuss at y'all because it is what it is. Because if no one told me, I would not do better, and I want y'all to do better. There's so many of y'all who have businesses who don't even understand what a business is. Like you don't even understand what a business is, how it operates within like your government, within your local community. You don't understand like how to fund it. You don't know the resources out there. You don't even talk to your SBA, the Small Business Administration that's designed, the government designed to give you everything that you need. Like, are you serious? On top of that, there's grants everywhere. There are grants and funding opportunities everywhere that you don't have to pay back, but it's about you taking the time to understand what's being presented before you. Like right now they have this initiative, and there's initiatives everywhere. You just have to research. Like you can get funding from your local, from your state, and from the federal government. And when I mean funding, I mean grant money that you're not paying back. Okay. And so, and that it's not just that, it's just different resources that you could have. You know, just different resources that are available, which really I think most of what I learned is just from reading. It's reading, YouTubing, researching, networking, and just learning. Like what you don't know is why you are where you are. So where you are currently right now is because of what you know. If you want to go further, you need to know more, period. Or surround yourself with people who know more that can help you go further. Okay. That's what's that guy? We're reading his book in Empire Builders. What is it? Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill. He was, I don't have to be the smartest person in the room. But right now, any question you ask me, I have someone I can call to give me an answer, because he understood the importance of a network. And he said, I don't have to have all the information in my head. I don't have to do that. I just have people around me who can answer it. Pretty much any question you ask me, which I'm proud of, and that's because I never bought behind off. And really, my networking is not even where it could be. I tell y'all all the time, I was talking to somebody in Empire Builders, and they was talking about how much you put out. Honestly, I can say I put out like 30% of what I could really do. 30%, and I've been able to create what I've had. But I know that. I know I'm sitting on like 70. I know I'm not pushing myself to the brink. But that's what I'm saying. Like even myself not pushing myself, I've been able to create a whole lot. So imagine if I just decided to go 50%. Imagine who I would be at that point. Okay. And you have to ask yourself that. Am I giving 100%? Or am I just doing enough to get by? If you're living paycheck to paycheck in America, I was listening to a talk Eric Thomas said, if you're living paycheck to paycheck in America, you are doing just enough to get by. You are not applying yourself. You are not applying yourself. And I know it sucks because like I feel like in this country, we're supposed to be nice to everybody. We're supposed to be like, oh no, it's okay because life was hard. Come here, kumbaya. Come here, baby. And that's not me. I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm working on that. Actually, somebody said I'm not very empathetic. I need to be more empathetic about people and their journeys. And it's just not in my character because I don't know, because I was just raised that way. I don't make excuses. Like if I fail, I failed. I did that. Like I did that, you know, and I was kind of like, I said, you got to own who you are. You know what I mean? You could get a grant for your notary business. You can get, it depends on your city and your state. So just connect with your local city. So if you live in a city, or a county, just go onto like their state website, go like they usually have like a businesses tab and just read all the information they have for businesses. You know, they usually have a department just for businesses. Go up there and meet them, talk to them, tell them what you're trying to do. Tell them you want to expand. They might have a building you can use. I got one of my first offices because I did that. Then it's a whole space that's not being used. Most cities and counties have property and states have property that is just sitting there because they either got it from a foreclosure or whatever the case is, and it's just vacant and it's just sitting there. And if you actually had a plan to use it, they would let you get it. And so most cities and most counties want their economies to thrive. So if you are a legit business owner, which you are, right? Then you come to them with a plan. Okay, I want to do this in this building. Do you have any properties? I want to do this for this city. This is the revenue I'm projecting for this. Can you help me with this? And if they see it as, okay, this will make the city profitable, they will help you. What? Stop playing. What? You playing? No, you're not. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Okay. But it's all about information that we don't know. And I can honestly say, I don't know everything, but I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly looking for somebody to teach me something else. And it's like the more I learn, the more it's like, man, I could have been doing that. It really what it is. I could have been doing that. But it's a learning moment. It's a learning moment. So your question, thoughts on college apps for students, college prep boarding schools compared to homeschool. Okay. So one thing I also learned from college, I learned after was that what is it? It's, I'm about to tell y'all what it's called. It's where you take the SAT prep at. What is that? College Board? Is that what his website's called? There is a thing called, Give me a second. I'm gonna tell you. It's like something prep. It's y'all. Someone's heard of it. Where you get college credit from taking an exam. What am I talking about? You get college credit for taking the exam with. I'm drawing a blank. Let me see. CLEP. There it goes. CLEP courses. Okay. So if you go to clep.collegeboard.org, okay. And I wish I would have did this in high school. One things we don't know again. If you have, and you can do this not being in high school. If you have a high school student, they'll definitely make sure they do it, or a middle school student, whatever. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. You go to clep.collegeboard.org, you can take exams for college credit, and you can pretty much knock out the majority of your general education. Your general ed courses that you have to take when you go to college, you can knock those out. Especially, think about it, how many of y'all, I know when I went to college, that first year, I knew all that stuff already, but I still paid that full tuition. Listen. Okay, let's talk about it. And I think those courses, like the test is like $100. And if you already know Spanish 101, or if you already know English 101, whatever the case is, you just take the test. They have a book you can get to read on that website. You can read it and practice. And really, you could just teach it to yourself and save yourself thousands of dollars when your first and possibly second year of college tuition. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure when you go on the website that you make sure the college that you're going to accepts that. The majority of them do, but they will give you a list too. They'll tell you, okay, these are the courses that you can CLEP. Okay, and you can CLEP all of them. There is one other limitation. If you're going to community colleges, it's pretty much the only one who does it. No, I think main colleges do too. A certain percentage of your coursework has to be completed at the school. It varies by the school, but it may say, okay, we can give you your degree, but you have to finish at least 50% at our college. You can't CLEP more than 50%. You see what I'm saying? So find out what that is, and then get that list of what you can CLEP, and just take those exams, and then you can knock out like mad college credits, and you pay like $100 a pop for each one. And now you didn't save money, and you save time because you're not sitting there for a whole semester trying to get 3 credits because you just took it online. You see what I'm saying? So there's that. But let's go back. Thought on college apps for students, college prep boarding schools as compared to homeschool. What do you mean? Like prepping for college? What do you, I'm a little confused. What, as compared, thoughts on college apps, like applications from students college prep boarding schools. I think I read your question too long and now it's confusing me. Hold on. Thoughts on college apps from students college prep boarding schools as compared to homeschool. I don't know. Rephrase that for me. I think I'm missing the point of the question, but it might just be me. I think I read it too many times. That's what I need, an accountability mentor. Sign up. So Empire Builders used to be $27. Now it's $47. I told y'all that when I put Empire Builders out 6 months ago, because I said I was still building the course. At the end of the day, it's going to be $97. I haven't finished putting all the courses in there yet. But it started off at $27. Now it's $47. If you got in when it was $27, it's still $27 for you. If you get in at $47, now it's $47 for you. When it's all done, all the coursework is in there, it'll be $97. So it's the courses that's in there, but you need to join the Facebook group. The Facebook group is where I put most of the content in as far as on a daily basis. And that's where we have our morning motivation or educational calls. And that is on Mondays through Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard. And I also put the replay in the Facebook group. Okay. High schoolers should take dual enrollment. You don't have to take an exam at the end and you receive college credit. I did that and knocked out a lot of credits going to is it FAMU? I hope it's FAMU. Awesome sauce. But it's just good information to share with people. Can you share a listing of grants, or is it just doing your own research? It's just doing your own research because grants change all the time. There's always new grants. I mean, if you were to ask me, the amount of grants that exist in this country is like the amount of rice grains that exist in this country. There's so many grants out there. It's ridiculous. I mean, ridiculous. Like I had a partner give me a list, which I have that, of it was like 1,000 funders that are currently funding and their applications, and that was just for one niche. I guess you said one niche. So yeah, no, there's ridiculous amounts of grants out there. Like that's why there are whole people who just do grant research, just to find grants and to see which ones you could qualify for. That's a whole thing you can pay somebody to do, to research for your company and figure out what grants you would qualify for, because there's so many out there. I mean, it's so many out there. Okay. I've been talking to y'all for a while. Are you from New York? I need to know how business. Yes, I am from New York, and you can do it in New York, and it is lucrative. One of my students from New York, I'm going to do her story. I need to reach out to her on social media. I'm trying to get so many student interviews done, guys. I really am. I'm working on it. I got a lot of people who said they want to tell their story. I'm just working on it. Can you do a grant writing class? I will. If I do one, it's going to be, I'll do it live, and it's going to go in Empire Builders. I will do that. I didn't see it on Notary to Notary site. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Lori. Coaching is on the site. The Google Business is not on the site. Not the Google Business. The Google How to Rank Your Business on Google. I didn't put it on there yet, but it's on Eventbrite. And then Empire Builders is on the Empire Builders site. So empirebuilders.thinkific.com. So is it a one-time payment, or it's monthly and you cancel whenever you want to? Let me see. We love Raise Me for Scholarship. Students are awarded based on their grades, no essays. Where do I take the National Notary exam? At nationalnotary.org. The coaching program. Oh, did she take it down? I don't think no, someone just got it. So I don't think she took it down. And she wouldn't have taken it down anyway. She just changed the rate. I say she because Kendra, she does our marketing. She does the websites. I just told her to update. I didn't tell her to update the Okay. There is no discount right now with Notary to Notary. We ran our last one for the year, but you can do the payment plan for the all-inclusive training. The only discount that's still going is the coaching program. It's on there. It is on there. It is, man, Notary to Notary. Let me see if I can put the link in there for you. It might sound like I'm a little distracted, and I kind of am, because it's like 3 things happening at one time, and my brain is like processing all 3 at one time. So just bear with me a second. I'll put the link to the coaching for you really quick. Let me tell y'all something. I hope it's encouraging. What is the name for you on Facebook? My name is Vanessa Terry on Facebook. If you're looking for the coaching group, I put it inside Empire Builders, and then Notary to Notary has its own group too. How much is Notary to Notary? It's different rates for the training. The full training is $529. You can payment plan the full training, or you can buy the courses a la carte. Okay. I was trying to tell y'all something. I got distracted. I think I got distracted. Okay. I lost my train of thought. I did. It's cool. No worries. I think I was just trying to get all your questions answered. And then at the same time, Kendra was texting me about the website. And yeah, we posted the winner for the laptop. So hopefully they email me today so I can get their mailing address. We gave away a laptop to an Empire Builders student member, and then we gave away a laptop to Lovely Biz on Instagram. See? Lovely Biz. She won. So there's that. We're going to do some more giveaways, though. I'm going to do a giveaway for the YouTube membership later on today, and one of you guys will win an Echo Show. So, but it's okay. It's wrapped in bubble wrap. You'll be fine. It was an accident. Training classes are great. I'm on part 2, and I passed the NNA exam. Congratulations, Yvonne. I started the mentoring program. I haven't started yet. Struggling with working full-time and family responsibilities and getting this business started. I need more time in the day. I love this. You know why? Because my favorite motivational speaker of all time, I think of all time, is Jim Rohn. And he said something really funny. He said, you can't ask for more time in the day. Guess what? There is none. That's all you have. It's 24 hours. He said, now if you ask for more time, they're gonna come lock you up. Now they're gonna put you in a straitjacket. What he said, hold on, something really funny. He said, he's like, there is no more. Oh my God, I have to find that video. He makes me laugh. I love Jim Rohn. But on that note, this is what, when I have these thoughts that I feel like I need more time in the day, this is what helps me. I think to myself, If you can tell me the next line of that song, you get an echo dot. I'm looking at it. And I think to myself, what a. And I think to myself, we're going to see who know. I danced to that song in 5th grade for Hands in Motion. Minds in Motion. Okay, I see it. Look at that. You just so lucky. Hold on, y'all going too fast. You going too fast now. Stop commenting. My feed going crazy. I can't even find the first person. Hold on now. Give me a second. All right. I think y'all stopped. The first person on my side is Chris. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I don't know who sings that song, but Chris, email me info@notarystories.com, your shipping address, so I can send you this echo dot. Okay. And he got me distracted. What was my comment about to be? Okay, so there's no more time in the day besides what you have. And I think to myself, if Jeff Bezos or if Elon Musk or if Oprah Winfrey or if Bill Gates or if any other successful person that you can think of, Grant Cardone, had my workload, how would they manage it? Because we all have the same 24 hours, and how is it that some are able to effectively manage without that better than others? And I think it really comes down to time management and outsourcing and doing hard tasks first. And those are one thing that I learned. People who are really successful, they delegate a lot. They delegate, they automate, and you do hard tasks first. And you have to you gotta put that grind in. It ain't always easy, but I look for things. I always look for what I can automate, and I automate as much as possible. But you got this. You got this. And I use my time. I'm very time conscious. And that's one thing that I notice with people who are successful. They're very time conscious. For example, if I'm standing in the line for the grocery store, but I don't go to the grocery store that often because I Instacart, because I automate, right? Y'all know what's funny? Some might say it's sad, but this weekend I was ordering grocery, and my son came up to me and said, "Mom, can we go to the grocery store online?" But he said something like, "Can we get some grocery?" Something he said about can we go grocery shopping? And I was like, okay. He said, "Get your computer." It was like, this is how we go grocery shopping now. We go to the store sometimes, but we really do automate the grocery store. And so it's an interesting thought. Anyway, I automate as much as I can, but I'm very time conscious in that anything that I can do, I do. So like if I'm standing in a line somewhere, I'll make social media posts. I'm very aware of my time and time stealers. When people ask me, can I get some of your time, take you out to lunch? Can I pick your brain? A lot of times I say no. If you want to talk to me, I'll do I may set up time where it is time for that. But there's a lot of, or people who, people like want to make a whole meeting for a phone call. Don't do that. That's me. Don't do that. And that's one thing you have to see. Like a lot of times, especially people try to make sales to you. They say, can we get on a sales call for an hour? No, you do not. I do not need an hour to figure out when to buy your product. You can, or I'll say you can send me a presentation. I review it on my own time because I can process everything you're saying quickly, a lot quicker than sitting on a call with you for an hour. Right. And so one thing that I noticed, it was a quote that I said before, that people that live in poverty or poor, low income, break their day up by day parts. Like, okay, I'm going to do this in the morning, this in the evening, this in the morning, this in the middle of the day, this in the evening. Okay. And that's how they pretty much do their schedule. And if this is you, then it's going to help you. Because I used to do that. Or I have to catch myself with other people and they'll be like, what are you doing? I'm doing this. And I'm like, all day? I'm like, no, well, what else are you doing? You got a whole day. What are you going to do? And so people who are low income typically break their day up by day parts. So like low income into middle, this I do in the morning, this in the afternoon, this at night. People who are like middle class, they'll break it up by like hours. Middle class to like upper middle, they'll break it up by hours. They'll do like 9, 10, what I'm doing each hour. Okay. And people who are rich will break it up by 30-minute increments. So I do this. And I knew a guy, actually, one of my mentors did his days within 30-minute increments. And people who are wealthy break their time up. Okay. So you're just going to have to Google it. I'm not sure why the link's not working for you. Let me see. But people who are wealthy break their time up by the minute. They're and I only met one guy personally that I never forgot. And it was recently after I had heard that quote and I met him, and he, man, had all this money. Okay. When I tell you this man had more money to do it, he was rich because when you look at his tax return, his wife was a tennis instructor. Have you ever heard that joke before? That's how you know. Somebody says, people who had like millions of dollars, what do you do? I weave baskets, or like I teach yoga, and you're a millionaire. Okay, that's how you know y'all made it. Y'all got a little regular, like, for fun jobs. It was just funny. Anyway, and I remember him. He was talking. I don't know if he was talking to me or someone else, and he was like, I remember him saying, "Okay, we can do this for 7 minutes, and then I'm going to do this for something else amount of minutes," and it was like 7. Like, you got it down to the minute? For real though? But some might say it's stressful. I don't know. What I can tell you is that where I'm at, I do get it down to the hour. I map mine out for the hour. I'm getting really close to getting it down to 30 minutes. So, and that's just where I am. Maybe the more I grow, I will be down to the minute. I don't know. But I know that I do my day by the hour, and I'm working on getting it down to 30 minutes. But right now I'm at the hour. I break it down. This is what I'm doing this hour. I set timers. I have my whole organization for that to make sure I'm being productive. But it's just interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, guys, so you too can be did I answer your question? I started working full time. So there's no more time in the day. It goes into time management. Candace, you can do this. Definitely set up some systems, get organized, set up a system for everything. Like, I have a system for ordering grocery. I have a system for laundry, for schoolwork, for me day. Like, tomorrow is a me day. I have a system for that. Like, I have to schedule that. Okay. So I schedule days where I just take time for me. Okay. And I schedule, this is a car day. So I'm taking care of I don't do the car the whole day. That's too much time. But this is a house day. This is a house, get a house maintenance done, whatever the case. It doesn't have to be a whole day. It could be, okay, the first part of the day is these couple hours, but I schedule as much as I can, then I automate. So when someone does a service for me, I usually look to see, do you have a repetitive, like, can I get on your schedule where I don't have to think about it? I know it's coming and they're going to get it done. And that goes into automation. The more you automate, the easier your life is going to be. Okay. When you're juggling a lot of things and you need to run more smoothly, you want to automate and delegate. Those are your best friends. Automate, delegate, and do the hard tasks first. Okay. Who was the motivational speaker that you mentioned? Jim Rohn. I love him. The late Jim Rohn. He did pass, but I love all of his content. Absolutely love it. So yeah, if you guys want to get started as a notary signing agent, go on over to notarysnore.com, sign up for the notary signing agent training. We have an e-notary, Ron training. We have tax financial management, marketing, and a signing service masterclass. The masterclass, if you're already working as a notary and you want to expand and have notaries underneath you, then I would take that one. And then there's an ultimate signing and title company list that has over 2,000 companies you can market to and get some clients for your business. Okay. Helpful tip too, when you market to signing companies and title companies, they do not have to be in your state. A lot of signing companies and title companies operate nationwide. There are some that just do local. It just depends on how it goes. How they set their business up. Okay. And then at the same note too, if you're doing Ron, you can market to them on your Ron services. Drop that gem for you. Doesn't matter where they are. Hello. And a lot of title companies don't even understand Ron. So you need to understand it so you can explain to them and put together a little sales pitch for them on why they should use your notary service, and why you can close their loans out quicker and from the comfort of their client's own home. They don't have to leave. They just have to have a laptop with a webcam and internet service, and you can close their loans remotely. Okay, and I've gotten a law firm from doing that, and I've gotten 2 title companies from me on the personal level, just calling and just educating them on what Ron is. And then, them seeing me do it with their client and say, oh, I like this. Let's do this. So it's just really up to you. The Ron book is still coming out. There's a small delay. I would say it should be out by the end of this week. There was a small delay. That's why I hate working at the post office so much. It's a huge waste of time. Yeah. And that's one thing. You can't get time back. Once it's gone, it's gone. Okay. And so you gotta figure out what you want to do with this life. And that's what I said in Empire Builders, I did a talk about chances. Every day you wake up is another chance for you to do something. Whatever it is, you woke up and you have a chance to do something. Some people didn't wake up, but you did. And so I was thinking, I told them this morning when I woke up, a few things went through my head. As soon as I woke up, my kids, my husband, the house, money. what I had to do today. And then I thought, okay, 7:30, I got Empire Builders. And then right after I had that thought, within about 60 seconds, I thought about chances. I just talked about it. And I said, oh, chances. And I smiled in my bed because it hit me that you got another chance, baby girl. And I told them that it was like God said, okay, release the Kraken. And it was like, all right, let's go. Right? Because I'm like, oh, I got it. And I hopped out the bed and I was like, hey, like, let's get it. Like, I genuinely enjoy living. I aspire so much. You don't understand how deep this aspiration goes, but I aspire so much to use all that I have. Like, I want to see how much I have. Like, how much can I get? That's why I got 3 books that's coming out. The Ron book, I have my autobiographies coming up, and another book, a motivational book. And the autobiography, I actually just met my videographer recently. It's going to be turned into a series, a TV series. So that's going to be exciting. Got it out the mud. Okay, it's gonna be good. TV shows matching. I was not talking to you, Siri. She always listening. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna enjoy this day. Let me show y'all something real quick. This is for my real people. If y'all my real friends, if y'all just met me, you might not want to see this part because you can be like, "Oh, she flashy. I don't want to." If this your first time seeing me, you probably don't want to see this next screen. But if you've been with me for a minute and we cool, then you can hang out a little bit. Because if you're your first time seeing me, you can be like, "Oh, she worry about this money and she kind of superficial," and you're gonna be like, "Oh, who's this girl?" But if you've been rocking with me for a minute, then you know that's not the case. So I was looking at this. Let me show you what I was looking at real quick. I'm going to show y'all because I'm having a great day. I really am. And I want to tell y'all why. Because I'm always about trying new things and doing new things. And I'm going to show y'all something. Hold on. I got to share my screen. So I decided to give away one of my cars to someone that I know could actually really use it. And I said, well, I got to get a replacement car. And this is what I was looking at. Can y'all see my screen? And I'm gonna tell you why I was looking at this. Because I was on this screen. It was like 2 days ago, and I was looking at all the inventory, and I was just looking to see what everything was on there. And I was like, okay. And I stopped, and I said, that's crazy. I said to myself said, huh? Okay. No, I said to myself said, huh? I said, what? I said, I've always looked at nice cars, right? I've always looked online for nice cars, but I've never looked at them to buy them. And it's like, I'm actually looking to buy a nice luxury vehicle. And it was like a moment we had to kind of stop and you had to look back and see where you came from. And it was like, wow, I'm actually looking at Porsches, but with the intent to buy. Like, to me, it was just like, it was a humbling moment, but it was like, wow. It's just it's the girls. But I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm not getting a Porsche. I'm not. I decided. I decided on the car that I want. And it's supposed to be a Tesla. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to get a Tesla, but it's back ordered. Again, I called. I'm not going to get it till January. I'm going to call Elon Musk and figure out what's going on. But I said I don't want to wait till January, right? So I found this really nice car that I want to get. I want to know what y'all think, okay? As I said, this is for my rollies. If you're not a rollie, then you're gonna be like, what is she talking about? But if you a rollie, you know that I'm not about like being extra, but I want to show y'all because I was really excited. I'm gonna show y'all this car that I'm gonna get. I think I've decided. I gotta go look at it. I want to go up there and look at it today, but this is the one I want to get. And yeah, I think y'all, it's gonna be tough. Oh, it's gonna be tough. Okay. I'm gonna pick y'all up though. Let me know. I'm gonna slide by. I'm gonna pick y'all up. I think it's a 2-seater though. So I'm gonna pick one person up at a time. We're gonna be rolling out together. Y'all ready? I'm gonna show you. This is what I want. What do you think about that? What do you think? What do you think? I think that's tough. I think it's like you pull out, they be like, oh snap. Oh snap now. It's the kind of car when you drive on the highway, people get out your way. Like, let me move. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's that kind of car. It's like, well, who is in that? Okay. And I will be getting it underneath my business. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And yes, sir. And I'm going to write that whole thing off. Yes, ma'am. And yes, sir. Okay. But this is the one I think I like. I think I'm feeling this one. I'm going to go look at it. If they have it, look, they probably will have it or have like a model like it. So I'm excited, y'all. Y'all will see if y'all see me on Instagram. This is what it is, but it's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to what color am I gonna get? I'm thinking white. It was either gonna be white or black. Cause do you know red cars have the highest car insurance? Look at this. That's like, is that brown? I think that's brown. Oh, it's like chocolate, I think. I don't like that though. I don't like that one. I like this one though. So I figured either black or white, but white is more clean looking. Like, okay. I think it's more like a lady's car. Yeah, I think so. You said I'm gonna see you on I-95, girl. You gonna see you for like 2 seconds. I'll be out of here. Shoo! It is funny because I went to see one, and the guy that was selling me, who was showing me the cars, he was like, well, this, I said, that one don't have a back seat. And he was like, nah. I said, I need a back seat for my kids. And he was like, look at me crazy. And it's funny because they're probably like, why? What you mean? My kids, my best friends. Like, meanwhile, it's no fun for me to be in a crazy, super awesome car. And my kids can't get in it. Like, I need car seat room. Y'all don't judge me. I want my kids to be in it. I just feel like they need to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? They need to be a part of this. But that's my moment for today, y'all. Don't mind me. I have a red car. The insurance is not higher. That went away years ago. Oh, really? Good. But I don't think I want red. I want white or black. That's what I want. White or black. That's what I want. All right, y'all. So that is also the clock on the wall. I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer because y'all supposed to be working. Y'all supposed to be building. Are y'all building? Y'all being productive today? I hope so. I actually have today, I got a lot of work to get done, a lot of building to get done. And my nonprofit, if you don't have a nonprofit, we had a function today that I need to go, what do you call it? Coordinate, just make sure everybody's on their P's and Q's. So I will be doing that and catching up on emails and social media for you guys and working on this book to get published out. Actually, look, this one and the other one I have to get out. So I have quite a few things to do today. What? Am I giving away the Echo? I already did. Someone just won the Echo. The Echo, the Echo show. So the Echo show, I'll give away on my next one. The Echo show, I will give away the next time I go live for a YouTube member. So I will do that. I will try to do that this evening. I'm gonna really try really, really hard. You know what y'all can do? Just get in my DM, like, Vanessa, go on live. Vanessa, get on live. Get on live. Get on live. I'm like, all right. I got you. Remind me. Around 6 o'clock. Remind me. Get that money green color. I saw a really nice BMW sports car. I took a picture of it and it was green. It was cute, honey. I like that. Maybe attract more money to me. Is your nonprofit event open for public? So it's just coordinating right now. It's not the actual event. It's just where we're like getting everything organized and we're going to be giving away. So it's not the actual event. When we have an event, it will be open to the public and I'll put it on my social media. We'll probably do one soon because we haven't done one in like a month. The last one we did was we gave all those diapers and stuff. That was easily like 2 months ago. So we'll probably do another one coming up, maybe at the end of the month. Maybe at the end of the month. That's not a good idea. I like that. We'll do one at the end of the month. Yeah, and I'll go live. The nonprofit training. It's going to be this month. Let me see. Oh, baby. Stay on top of me. Stay on top of me. Let me get that put together. I have the Google one this Saturday. I could do it during the week if you guys want to do it during the week. It doesn't have to be on a Saturday because we don't subscribe to days of the week. We move when we want to move. If I do the event, it's going to be local to me. So it's like usually Richmond, Hopewell, Petersburg, Tri-States area, somewhere out there. I'm going to try and get it done. I can do it. It's why I got to dig deeper to that 30% and I got to push it to 50. I'm trying to get done by the 15th. I'm put it on my calendar. And then I will make it. And it's free for Empire Builders. Nonprofit training. Okay. That way I'll make sure it's in my calendar. I know you've been asking me for a while and that was my fault. Make it I like to do things in the morning. If I'm teaching something, I like to teach in the morning. I'm more awake and especially when you talk about number and analytical stuff. I'm just gonna say for 10, but I may do it in the evening. I know it's better for a lot of you guys because you guys have the have to work and stuff. So we do have an announcement for the conference. We're not putting it out right now. I'll probably check that out later today. But stick with me. I'm gonna let you know in a second. Can you give a quick reply as to signing up for the signing companies? What was your question? You can sign up for signing companies. I don't think I see your question. Sharice, can you give a quick reply to my sister's nonprofit is going really well. I'm proud of her. I really am. She's doing really well. Her name's it's Elisha's Purpose, and she helps families who've recently lost a baby. So whether the woman was still pregnant or if she actually had given birth, I wish she was here to explain it to you a lot better. But she had lost one of her babies a few years back, and she started it from that. And so I don't see your question. It was wonderful hanging out today. Hope to see you while passing through Richmond. Look out for me. Big rig, drive a gray one, but my team drives a blue one. Okay. I'm gonna check you out, Juliet. I haven't signed up. I'm starting a sugar scrub business. Good. Send me some. I'll buy some sugar. I love sugar scrub. I love exfoliating and like bath salts and candles. Like I'm like the candle queen. Okay. I will definitely get them from you. Just remind me. Put a link. Send me a DM with that. I love all that stuff. I like shea butter. I try to go natural, more natural with my stuff. Wendy about to get me. Wendy gonna get me. Wendy, stay on top of me. Stay on top of me. All right, let me put you on my calendar, Wendy. I can do that. I have a new video editor, so I can make my videos really quickly. All right, let's put this on Friday because I don't have anything on Friday. Video for title companies. I got you. Do you have any assignments for Texas? And I don't know. I'm not looking at the board, but if you're on signingorder.com, we have orders. It goes out that way. I haven't signed up for any because of fear. Do I just sign up and wait? Yeah. Well, sign up and talk to them. You have to build a relationship. You can sign up and wait. There's no guarantee you'll be successful that way. You want to be proactive, and fear does not exist. So stop being. What are you afraid of? Ask yourself that. Say it out loud. Don't just say I'm afraid. What are you afraid of? I'm afraid of this. And then when you say, you see how silly it sounds? Okay. Really, most times you're just afraid of people's opinions. Like that doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If you knew that talking to a title company was going to guarantee you $1 million, you would do it because you would not be afraid. You're afraid of the results. Don't be afraid. Go hard. Like just go do it. They have a life too. Guess what? Just like you were scared to talk to somebody, they're probably scared too. They're probably scared to go out and do what you're doing, but you bold enough to do it. So go do it. Don't do that. They people too. And one thing that helps me when I talk in front of people, and y'all might be like, are you serious? Half the time. Well, I used to be afraid when I used to talk for my notary trainings. I used to do that for you guys. If you were in my early trainings, when I used to do it in Richmond, you would know I was doing this to y'all. But whenever I talk in public settings now, if it's not notary, but it's like business related or, whatever the case I have to talk, I picture them naked. It really does work. I do. I imagine them all being naked. And I imagine them all being just as scared they were up here. You picture people vulnerable because the reality is most people are afraid to talk in front of a group of people. And so you just have this huge inflated image of what they're thinking about you. And half of them not listening. They on their phone. They want you to hurry up. It's just like a lot. The ideas that we have in our heads, like we make these huge stories that will never happen. Like it's really ridiculous. You need sugar scrubs, candles, all that. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you so much for all the knowledge you share. You are so very welcome. Just trying to have my eggs in more than one basket. Yes, dear. I love it. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have an awesome and amazing week. Be awesome on purpose. I will see you guys luego. Check me out on social media and all that good stuff. Sign up for the Google training class and one-on-one coaching. You probably have like another hour before I get into there. And I'm going to see you guys luego. Be the best version of yourself today and be awesome on purpose. And until next time, happy signing. Do, 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 do. Dun, dun, dun.